Well, there's always something to complain about when it comes to cruising. How about noisy neighbors? Stop making fun of my city. Why is my kid not allowed to go in the swimming pool? And I know it's not Carnival's fault, but man, why did they not give me something anyway? Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and it is once again time for what every cruiser wants. And we are back with new cruise comments for you this week. Of course, we're going to read the comments. We're going to talk about the comments, and we're going to ask ourselves, are they right? Are they wrong? Are they speaking for everybody out there? Do they know what every cruiser wants? First up today, we're going to ask ourselves the question, what do you do about noisy cabin neighbors? And that's kind of a general, broad question because I think it lacks context. Are we talking loud, noisy neighbors at 1 o'clock in the afternoon versus loud, noisy neighbors at 1 a.m.? I think there's a difference there. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe they're just enjoying their cruise vacation. Maybe they're enjoying the cabin and the balcony that they paid for, same as you. But for someone, maybe time doesn't matter. If they hear their neighbor, see their neighbor, or are at all bothered by anything that their cabin neighbor does, maybe that makes them write in a comment like this. What would you do about noisy cabin neighbors? Not able to shut a door quietly, but has to bang it shut. Loud laughing and conversation on their balcony, making it unpleasant to sit out on ours. Just had both of these on a recent Jubilee cruise. Is this just obnoxious Texans, or is it the same on cruises that start off from Florida ports too? Should I have said something to them? This was only my second cruise, so unsure what I should have done. Now, this is where I say context matters. So they heard a slamming drawer. Again, was this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Was this during the daytime? Or was this all night long? I think it matters. And then the people next door, they had the crazy audacity to go out on their balcony, have a conversation, and do a little bit of laughing. Now, again, though, context matters. If this was during the daytime and they're enjoying their balcony, that's their balcony to enjoy. Now, if this is in the middle of the night and they're being loud and obnoxious and keeping everybody awake, then maybe you make the call down to guest services and let them know, hey, could you ask them to please keep it down? People are trying to sleep. But if this is in the middle of the daytime and they're enjoying their balcony and that somehow makes it unpleasant for you to enjoy yours, I don't really know what to tell you. They're allowed to enjoy their balcony just as much as everybody else. And if they choose it for conversation and laughter during a reasonable time of day, of course, then that's their right to do that too. Now, being this is only their second cruise, maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know that you could hear noise and you could hear your cabin mates, those next door to you, during the daytime. It's pretty normal. It's pretty routine. Cruise ship walls, they're not the thickest. But if this was in the middle of the night, if this was something disturbing their sleep, then I would say a call to guest services would be warranted to say, hey, could you guys please keep it down? But what do you guys think? Are they right? Are they wrong? Should they have let somebody know? Or do we really just not have enough information to say, this is what you should have done? Now, if you follow Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador John Heald's Facebook page, you may have noticed, and if you followed it for any period of time, he does talk about Cleveland, Ohio quite a bit. This is an ongoing joke over on his page, and he's explained it a couple of different times that I've seen as to why he does this. He said years ago, he got a comment from somebody from Cleveland, Ohio, who apparently demanded that a Carnival cruise ship be ported in Cleveland because it was unfair that he had to travel, drive, fly to go to a cruise port in order to get on a cruise ship. And after that, it just kind of became a thing over on his page. Kind of like an inside joke that if you followed him long enough, you understand. And like I said, he's explained it a couple times. But somebody apparently went over to his page, saw that he makes these kinds of jokes about Cleveland, Ohio, and well, then you get this. Mr. Heald, why do you always bash my city of Cleveland? I think you are misguided, and I think you are uneducated to the extreme. Come and spend time in a city where people are nice and a Budweiser costs less than $6. A proper journalist would do research before writing. Grounds for termination, I think. So they accuse him of being misguided and uneducated over a long running joke on his Facebook page. And they point out that a proper journalist would do research before writing something. However, apparently a person writing a comment has to do zero research before they demand somebody's job. Kind of seems like that's a bit of a double standard to demand that somebody else do research before they write something, but you can write something without doing a lick of research whatsoever, because had you looked at his page and paid attention and seen what he's written about Cleveland, Ohio in the past, you would have seen it's kind of an ongoing inside joke over on his page. So in all honesty, he's not going to lose his job, and, well, you were pretty much butthurt for nothing. So it is not a new rule on a cruise ship that children that want to swim in the pool have to be potty trained. Carnival does not allow swim diapers in the pool. They got to be potty trained. And the reason for the rule is, well, if something comes out of said swim diaper and gets into the pool, now the pool must be shut down, must be drained, and must be cleaned. Not that this doesn't happen occasionally for those that are potty trained, but that's why swim diapers are not allowed in the pool. It's a rule. It's a Carnival rule. It's a cruise ship rule. Carnival's not the only one that has this rule. It is posted over on the website. Do a little research, do a little checking. You might know that this is a fact. But then you get someone who doesn't agree with it, says this isn't right, and somehow wants to lay a guilt trip on you saying, you're ruining the trip for my children's. We took our son, daughter-in-law, and grandson, 1 year old at the time, on a Carnival cruise on the Radiance. Sail away, we were told we couldn't go in the pool, even though he was wearing a Huggies Little Swimmers brand swim diaper. This was upsetting for our grandson, who loves the water. We have a swimming pool at our home in Belmont Shore. Grandson swims there all the time, and he has never had a leak from his swim diapers. Does Carnival not understand the happiness the water brings children? Does this person not understand that Carnival Cruise Line has rules that you must follow, whether they bring you happiness or not? And plenty of people can probably give an example that so-and-so has used a swim diaper on all these occasions and never had a problem. But you know why the rule exists on a cruise ship? Because it has been a problem. See, that's the interesting things about a lot of rules on cruise ships. They are put into place after situations that have occurred multiple times on a cruise ship. Okay? So instead of taking the chance that there is an accident in the pool and they have to close it down, affecting every other passenger that wants to use it, there's a rule in place that says you must be potty trained. No swim diapers are allowed. And I guess this is where, as a grandparent and a parent, you realize the world does not revolve around your wants and desires. And finally, a comment that they straight up admit, this is not Carnival Cruise Line's fault. But you would think they would still give me something. The cruise line didn't have anything to do with this. This was all me. But why is the cruise line not giving me something? I guess I don't understand that. You made a choice. There was a consequence for your choice, good or bad. You acknowledge the fact that it didn't have anything to do with them, yet still write in a comment wanting to know, why you not giving me something? January 19th, I was in an accident while on Grand Turk. First port stop. I ended up with a dislocated elbow, 5 broken ribs, a punctured lung, cuts, road rash, caused by a local speeding that hit our golf cart while touring the island. They did make sure we got back on the ship because they wanted us off the island. Carnival wanted us off the ship also. The cruise was a bust for us because all I did was stay in bed. Not Carnival's fault that he hit us, but you would think they would offer you something knowing your cruise was a bust. So you get off from the first cruise port, you get yourself a golf cart. Now, this is not an excursion through the cruise line. This is something they chose to get off and do. Third party, get a golf cart and go off and tour the islands. Lots of people do this. It's not an uncommon situation. Okay? You can do it in places like Grand Turk. You can do it in places like Bimini. You get off the ship there. I mean, they're just right there. But while they were out touring on their golf cart, a local speeding hits their golf cart, causes an accident, and listening to the description of the injuries, this sounds pretty major. Dislocated elbow, 5 broken ribs, a punctured lung, followed by cuts and road rash, all caused by this accident. They go on to say they made sure we got back on the ship because they wanted us off of this island. Maybe they put you back on the ship because, well, that's where you came from, and perhaps, just perhaps, at that particular time, the closest medical facilities that could have done anything for you may have been on board that cruise ship. Now, based on the description of the injuries on here, that definitely is beyond a cruise ship's medical facility. So yeah, they're gonna want to take you off the ship and get you to a proper medical facility, whether that's on Grand Turk and they transfer you somewhere else on the island, whether they have to wait till they get to the next cruise port, whether you have to be medically evacuated, whatever the case may be. Now, according to this, though, I kind of got to wonder, 5 broken ribs, a punctured lung, dislocated elbow, cuts and road rash, and I don't know, cruise ship medical just had you stay in bed? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't speak to that. But those injuries sound like, yeah, they would want to get you to a proper medical facility more than they're capable of doing on the ship. So that could be why the cruise ship was like, hey, we got to put you off. This is really a serious problem. But now we get to the part where they say, look, this wasn't Carnival Cruise Line's fault at all. I made this choice. I made this decision. I went off on my own. I got in this golf cart and an accident happened. All I did after that was stay in bed. So my cruise, essentially, it's a bust. Meaning they couldn't enjoy the shows, they couldn't go to the restaurants, they couldn't spend time up by the pool because they're in bed with all these injuries. And while I feel bad for anybody that's hurt or injured while they're out on a cruise, yeah, that can definitely ruin your vacation. Then to come back and say, look, this was absolutely not Carnival's fault, but I mean, my cruise is a bust. Why would they not offer to give me something? What exactly did you want them to give you? Are you wanting a refund? Are you wanting another cruise? What exactly were you wanting for something that had absolutely nothing to do with a choice made by the cruise line? That's kind of what I would really like to know. And that is going to be our video for today. Now, you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Are they right? Are they wrong? Are they speaking for everybody out there? Should they have called down to guest services to complain about their noisy neighbors? Or does time matter? And before you write in a comment demanding somebody be terminated, should you know what you're talking about first? Is a cruise line wrong for having rules in place to try to avoid accidents in swimming pools? And finally, should Carnival of Cruise Line offer this individual something for an accident they had nothing to do with? You guys let me know in the comments below. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.